Hi guys, it's me, Saggy Sarah. So I haven't posted on YouTube for a bit over a year because I moved to South Africa and I started university and it's just been really hectic, but I've decided I'm going to start up my YouTube channel again. So the first thing I'm going to do is a Q&A. I asked a bunch of people to ask me questions on Instagram, so here they are and now I'm going to answer them. So I hope you guys enjoy and let's get started. So the first question is, what originally got you into veganism / inspired you to go vegan? So at first I heard about veganism through Instagram. A lot of people that I follow were vegan, so at that point in my life in 2015 I was very obsessed with losing weight, and I thought veganism would be kind of like a diet and it would help me lose weight, and that's basically all I wanted to do, which wasn't the smartest idea. But after I watched a few documentaries like Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, and Cowspiracy, I was so shocked with how animals are actually treated in the dairy and meat industry, and that basically changed my whole perspective on veganism, and I decided I wanted to go vegan for the animals. So that's how that started, and I haven't gone back since then, and I've almost been vegan for 2 years now, so yeah. How many languages can I speak? I can fluently speak English and Finnish because I'm from Finland, but I grew up in Asia, but I cannot spell anything, and I'm so bad with writing in Finnish, like physically just like writing to people. So with my parents I will text them in English, but I'll speak to them in Finnish when I see them. And I can also speak a tiny bit of Mandarin because I learned that through my whole schooling life, I think for about 10 years, but Mandarin is really hard, so I cannot speak it fluently, but I try really hard to. And I can also speak a tiny bit of Thai because I lived in Thailand for 5 or 6 years, so I know like the basic words, but once again, cannot speak it fluently. And I can speak a tiny bit of Spanish, but I only learned that for 2 years in high school, so it's a bit rough and I haven't really used it after high school, so yeah. So basically that's 5 languages. And right now I'm living in South Africa and my boyfriend is teaching me Afrikaans because he is South African, so yeah, but that's also a bit rocky because it turns out I'm not very great with languages, but I'm trying! Okay, next question. How did you realize that your body shape isn't that important as society tells us? Through social media, we always post like our best things and our best photos, our best poses. So like when you look at photos on Instagram, you never see anyone walking in the street with like their booty popping out the whole time and like their abs showing. I mean, you do obviously, but like not all the time. So what's portrayed on social media isn't really reality, so what's the point in thinking like your body is like the most important thing in the world, and like it doesn't your body doesn't define you as a person. So it's like somebody won't be like, ooh, I'm not gonna be your friend because you look like this. Like nobody does that. Like nobody picks their friends on how they look or talk to certain people from how they look. So that kind of led me to realize like I shouldn't put so much importance onto that because there's other things that are important, so much more important in real life than like being a good person and like caring about other people. So I kind of, through that mindset, started focusing more on different things rather than just constantly being like, oh, I need to lose weight, I need to work out, I need to eat like a certain way to like get some body type. But I totally understand that there are like bodybuilders and stuff that focus fully on their life, but that's just not for me. So that's how I kind of shifted from that mindset onto like not really thinking about it. If that makes sense, I hope. How can I set fitness and a healthy lifestyle? I always end up quitting healthy eating and working out after a few months, and I'm not able to sustain it. Please help. So basically for me, I started working out back in 2015, late 2014, early 2015, and I had a very obsessive mindset over it, and that made me quit a lot of the times, because at the times that I wouldn't be going exactly according to plan, or if I ate a bad meal, I'd be like, okay, that's it, that's like the whole health thing gone out the window, I should just stop here. But the thing is, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself with these things, because it is like a really long process, and you can't just expect to like get fit over a span of a month, or even like 3 months or 6 months. It's a thing that takes years. So what I've learned is, for me, this is what works, by the way. This doesn't apply to everyone, so this is just me answering my personal experiences. So basically, I've realized, like, when I stop restricting myself and not being like, oh, I need to eat this certain amount of calories, no more, no less, or having like certain macro counting, that does not work for me, because the second I do that, I think like, oh, I can't eat this and that, and then it just throws me off for the whole process. It's starting to rain, so I think I might have to move inside really quickly, but I'm gonna finish this question real quick. Anyway, so also with working out, I feel like you should do shorter. Nope, I need to move, it's raining too hard. Okay, where was I? Yes, with workouts, I find for me doing things that I like working out and doing, because I forced myself before to do like hours of cardio, whereas I've realized that I prefer doing like short bursts of weightlifting or strength training. So what I do is I follow a bunch of Fitness Blender videos. I'll leave their link down below. This isn't sponsored or anything. This is genuinely like what I do for workouts, because it's what I enjoy. And it's nice to have like someone showing you what you're supposed to do for your workout, rather than having to come up with it by yourself, because I'm not very knowledgeable or creative with working out. So I just follow what they do and then kind of do whatever I feel like doing that day. Like, let's say I wake up and I feel like doing a booty workout, I'll do a booty workout. And also with cheat days, for me, I have as many cheat days as I want. I don't really like to call them cheat days. I know that's really cheesy, but the second something is like, it seems like it's like something bad that I'm not supposed to have. Excuse me, car, please. But yeah, the second I think something is like seen as bad and I eat it, I'll obviously label it as bad and then get like upset with myself. But I pretty much have like a junk food, like a small portion of a junk food basically every day, and that's what works for me, makes me happy. So find what works for you and makes you happy without feeling like it's all of it like a chore, if that makes sense. Cool. How did you end up being so positive about everything? Well, I used to have a really negative mindset about everything, and I would just think everything is really frustrating and hard. Like, of course, I'm still not fully positive about everything. Nobody's happy all the time, but if you are, hit me up and let me know, because... No, I'm kidding. So it's basically like, I just got so sick of being sad all the time and just thinking negatively about everything. So you kind of start practicing like this mindset of like, every time you realize you're upset or having a negative mindset about something, you start to ask yourself why you have that and what you can do to change it, and then start making that change, because you're never going to be able to get out. You're never going to be able to get out of that negative mindset if you don't start trying to change it. And it doesn't have to be like overnight or anything. This takes months, by the way. Like, it's not like a thing that happens like that. So each time you realize that you're being negative, just think, why? How can I change this? And then take those baby steps to do that. And don't get hard on yourself if you are constantly being negative, because it is a hard thing to change, and the more you practice it, the better you will get at it. But you got this! Okay, so I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning right now because the next question is about self-harm, so if you get triggered by these things, please skip forward a few minutes, but otherwise, if not, then I will keep going. So the next question is how to stop and not think about self-harm or committing suicide. So for the suicide, I think you should really seek help, because I'm not a person who is qualified to give you help for that, and I don't really want to speak from my own experiences because I didn't really handle that very well when I did feel those emotions. So please seek professional help if you do feel suicidal or anything like that. But as for self-harm, I found that the best way to stop is to just realize that, like, why are you doing it? Because then you kind of start thinking and realizing that, like, it really isn't the best thing to do. There's nothing positive that comes out of it. So then you should find other things to make yourself feel what you find from self-harm. So a few suggestions I have is, currently I haven't self-harmed in ages, and what I do now is I talk to someone that I trust, and I tell them how I'm feeling, or sometimes if I don't feel like talking about it, I will just call up a friend or talk to my boyfriend and just start talking about random stuff and try and get over that feeling. And usually the person, if they know you well enough, they will like get the vibe that you are like not in a good place right now, and they will most likely try and help you and distract you, and then hopefully most of the time talking to someone gets you over that thought, because it is very like in your face and attacks you. But it takes, for me at least personally, it's a short span of time that I need to ignore that feeling and then it goes away. Also, I've found that if you don't have anyone to talk to and you need to get rid of it right now, if you can, just put on some running clothes and sprint as far and as fast as you can. And then when you're tired, you stop, walk back home, and if the feeling comes back again, just do that again for as many times until you tire yourself out. Go home, take a shower, maybe do like a face mask, I don't know, paint your nails if that's what you do, and just try and find something productive to do that makes you feel happy. A lot of the time self-care things are a lot better and will get you over thinking about harming yourself. I really hope that helps. Like I said, I'm not a qualified professional, it's just from my own experience, so I wish you all the best of luck. Sorry, the camera stopped for some reason, but yeah. How did you come up with the idea of taking Instagram pictures followed by a normal life picture? Okay, so it was kind of a long story, and I'm not gonna try and make it too deep or anything because, yeah, it is a bit cheesy, but as I said before, we only post our best photos onto social media, and whenever I did that, I personally felt like I wasn't showing the whole truth, because I would post a photo being like, oh, I feel bloated today, but I'd be like sucking in and like flexing my abs, and that just was not like an accurate depiction of like what my body really is like. And I just felt like every time I would scroll through Instagram, just keep looking at all these really beautiful people, and then eventually it like got me so upset that I thought, why not just start posting the reality of my photos, because I hate that feeling and I don't want anyone to look at my photos and think like, oh, she looks so perfect all the time and she has abs all the time, when I really don't. Like right now as I'm sitting, I have like, my tummy's out, it's fine, like that's normal. Like, it would be weird if I was constantly sitting, flexing my abs just like this, and like, you know, just chilling. Yeah, I could not do that the whole time. So anyway, I decided to start posting them just to like show like the reality of the world, and just to show like that people don't really look like how they do on social media. I mean, it might for some people, this is just personal experience and everything. So yeah, yes. And that ends all the questions for my Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope this video isn't too long, and yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye. I don't know how to stop the camera apparently. Okay, bye.